Give Bishop a welcome as well. Giving honor to God who is true to the head of my life. To the angel of this house, the set woman of God. A voice crying loud in the wilderness. A voice of truth, a voice of wisdom. The one, the only bishop, doctor, brain evil. And you know them as your leaders, but to me they're my parents. Giving honor to Bishop and Lady Lloyd, God bless you both. Opportunity to stand before the people of God. Has he been good to you? Has he been good to you? Give God praise. He's been good to you. I aim not to be before you all. I aim. Amen. Amen. And as I was pondering the word, all right, Lord, I don't know how we're going to do this. But I knew this was the word for the house because as we came in, Bishop, my phone rang. And I knew I couldn't take the call because I had to be focused. And it was something that, even if I took the call, I couldn't deal with. They were trying to throw my mind off of where we needed to be. So somebody in here, God sent me from New York to deliver this into your spirit. 2 Samuel 9. Verses 1 through 10. And David said, is there yet any that is left in the house of Saul that I may show him kindness for Jonathan's sake? And there was of the house of Saul a servant whose name was Ziba. And when they had called him unto David, the king said unto him, art thou Ziba? He said, thy servant is he. And the king said, is there not any of the house of Saul that I may show the kindness of God unto him? And Ziba said unto the king, Jonathan hath yet a son, which is lame in his feet. And the king said unto him, where is he? And Ziba said unto the king, behold, he is in the house of Machir, the son of Amiel, in Lodebar. Then David sent and fed him out of the house of Machir, the son of Amiel, from Lodebar. You may be seated. Now when Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, was come to David, he fell on his face and did reverence. And David said, Mephibosheth. And he answered, behold, thy servant. And David said unto him, fear not, for I will surely show thee kindness for Jonathan, thy father's sake, and will restore thee all the land of Saul thy father, and thou shalt eat bread at my table continually. And he bowed himself and said, what is thy servant, that thou shouldest look upon such a dead dog as I am? Then the king called unto Ziba, Saul's servant, and said unto him, I have given unto thy master's son all that pertained to Saul and to his house. Therefore, thou therefore and thy sons and thy servants shall till the land for thee, and thou shalt bring the fruits, that thy master's son may have food to eat. But Mephibosheth, thy master's son, shall eat bread always at my table. Now Ziba had 15 sons and 20 servants. God has been so good to us, despite us not being good to him. He has honored the covenants that we have walked away from. And I'm not talking about gross sin, because no one in here is a murderer or committing tax fraud or embezzling funds, but even doubt. Not moving when you should move, when the word of the Lord comes, and you know it's the word of the Lord, and you just sit on it. We have violated the covenant, and he has been good in spite of. But we violate the covenant, Bishop, because we have an identity crisis. We don't know who we are. son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, royal by lineage. He didn't marry into this thing. He was royal by blood. And he referred to himself as a dead dog. He was lame in both of his feet, and when you do some research, when Saul died, his nurse picked him up and ran to escape the oncoming dangers. And in her haste, Mom, she dropped him. I'm looking out on people. Sometime or another in your lives, you've been dropped. They meant to do well. They were trying to do the right thing, Bishop. But she dropped him, causing him to become lame in both of his feet. Just like Mephibosheth, we see ourselves as less than who we are. The Bible says we are heirs of God, joint heirs in Christ Jesus, yet we still don't see ourselves that way. When he was dropped, his royal connections dead, he was living in a place that he didn't belong. Pastor Dwight talked about not looking back this morning. Some of us need to stop looking back when we come out of Lodebar. What does Lodebar mean? It means a place of no pasture, no word, no communication. You can't hear from God. Maybe you're in the wrong place. But if you don't think you can do better, you're going to get comfortable right there. Try not to hide. He got comfortable and nothing happened. He got married, had some kids, and he was in Lodebar. And David said, because of covenant with Jonathan, David had no reason directly to be kind to Mephibosheth. His grandfather tried to kill him. He was now the king. Mephibosheth was out of sight, out of mind. But because of the covenant that was established, somebody ought to thank God for a covenant. Because of the covenant that was established, David decided he was going to not only show him kindness, but give him, catch this, everything he was entitled to. You missed it, you missed it, you missed it. Because of the covenant, you are entitled to everything that was promised. But some of us don't see ourselves as covenant worthy. Some of us don't see ourselves as true sons and daughters of God. We have a head knowledge of God, but not a heart knowledge of who he is. When you know God to be your Father and the covenant keeping God, you go to him differently. You go to him with reverence, of course. But when you go to him, you're not going to him as the beggar man. Could you please just spare me something? Could you please just heal the pain that I have in my head? Could you just pay this one bill? Could you just do this little bit of thing for me? Instead of going to God saying, these are the terms and conditions of our covenant that you established. And I am pulling on these terms and conditions of the covenant because I am entitled to them. When you get an insurance policy and something goes wrong and it's time to cash in on that insurance policy, they may try to talk themselves out of it, but as long as it's in black and white, you can say, I don't care what you say, I have been paid. I dealt at my end of the bargain, Elder Charles. Now it's time to pay up. God is waiting for us to make a demand on the covenant that he has with us. But some of us, we don't think we're worthy. We believe that we're going to be spending the rest of our days in this low place. We're going to spend the rest of our days just making it by. We're going to spend the rest of our days with barely enough. And I don't know what Bible you read. Maybe I don't read the King James Version because that's the only saved Bible. But my Bible says, I come that thou mayest have life and life more abundantly. We are even living. We are just skating by, watching the wicked live the lives we should be living. Watching the wicked make millions upon millions. And we're not running after money, but let's all be honest, while we're still down here in this flesh suit, we need some money. These lights don't stay on because we speak in tongues. Think about that for next week's offering. But because we think we are down here, we stay down here. The Bible says in free. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If you think you don't deserve, you're going to act like you don't deserve. And what God is saying in this text, I am standing here with the fulfillment of the covenant, waiting for you to come and get it, but y'all don't even want to come in the room. And if you do come in the room, you sit at the floor as a dog licking up the crumbs. The crumbs, the crumbs, the crumbs, the crumbs. And the Lord is saying, why are you on the floor? I have a seat at the table for you. You don't need to lick up the crumbs. That's not for you, because we have a covenant. We are not the visitors to the dinner table. We live in the house. We do not work in the house. We are royalty. Why are you begging for what is rightfully yours? Why are you pleading with God for what he wants to give you? It's not that he's not going to do it. You just think he won't. You say you have faith, but do you have faith in who you are in God? Because you would approach it so differently. You would not come from a place of less than. We get humble confused, Bishop Williams. Humble doesn't mean you're a doormat. Humble doesn't mean people can say and do whatever they want to you. Humble means you are secure in who you are, that you don't have to walk around bragging and boasting. I don't care if you call me bishop, apostle, prophet. I don't care if you call me Mr. or Doctor. Just make sure you spell my name correctly. How long are you going to be comfortable in Lodebar? How long are you going to be comfortable in a place where you don't reside? You are an alien in that land. If the Lord isn't speaking and you're not hearing constant communication, you don't belong there. He speaks to his children. If a couple of days goes by too long, I get a text from one of these two because they stay in constant communication with me. I am their child. It is the same way with the Lord. And we sit and think, well, you know, I'm not so-and-so. The Lord isn't going to speak to me. I'm just. Get that just out of your vocabulary, because you are a son and daughter of God. You are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people. I promise you, God wants you to change your thinking. He wants you to leave Lodebar and come back into the palace. And many of you are not in Lodebar because of some gross sin. You're in Lodebar because you don't think you deserve any better. We can look at it from a sociological standpoint and the effects of slavery on the African American population. Whatever the cause is, we still think that we on the plantation when it comes to getting what we want. You're not a worker on the plantation, you are the owner. You live in the house of the king. Not in the attic or in the basement, but you have a bedroom. You have an open invitation to eat at the king's table. You don't need to make an appointment. When Christ died on the cross and the veil was rent from top to bottom, that was your invitation that you can walk boldly to the throne of grace. Boldly, boldly, boldly. Humility doesn't mean that you're afraid. Humility doesn't mean that you just bring yourself so low because that's all you. No, humility. My Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. That is how you come to God. But you can't come to God if you're still in Lodebar. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, come out of Lodebar. And when you come out, don't look back. When you come out, don't go back. Yeah, I know it was comfortable there for a while because you didn't know any better. It was comfortable there for a while because you didn't think you deserved any better. It was comfortable there for a while because everyone around you had the same mindset. But he is calling you to come out of Lodebar. Pastor DeWitt, that means you may have to leave some people behind. That means you may have to sever some friendships. That means some family members might have to stay there. Because if you're going to go after what God has for you, to me. Don't even tell your neighbor, tell yourself, say, I deserve. Say it like you mean it. I deserve what was promised to me. God is saying my covenant is everlasting. And while there have been some violations of the covenant, he is the forgiving God. He is merciful. And he's saying, come on back to me, my children. Come back, step right into your place. God is so good, Bishop Lloyd, that even when we step out of line and into mess and go back into loaded ball, he holds our place for us. We don't have to go to the back of the line. We don't have to start from scratch. He says, come on back into place so that you can get what I have for you. You asking for healing, and I want to make you whole. I want to make it so it never happens. I want to make it so it was like it was never done to you. Wealth and riches, more abundance, things that you have read about, things that you've heard about, but you believe it can't happen for me. I'm not educated enough. I'm not intelligent enough. I'm not anointed enough. I'm not as skilled enough. And God is saying, I called you just the way you are because I know what I have placed in you. Stop telling me no when I said yes. Stop telling me I can't when I know that you can. Come back unto me. Let's get back into this covenant so that you can walk the life that I have designed for you to live. It's not going to be all skipping through daisies and fields, but I'd rather go through the valley of the shadow of death with the Lord with me than sit in abject poverty on my own. See, if he's with you, he brings you through it. When you try to do it on your own, you get stuck there. How many times have you tried to do something and you know you needed help? You know you should have called a professional to fix that thing. You know you needed the handyman, but you decided, Pastor Dwight, I got some tools from the Home Depot. I'm going to do it myself. And you made a bigger mess. And God is saying, even in your mess, you and that broken thing, come on. We're going to set it all back into order. Not only did David show Mephibosheth kindness, he gave him everything he was entitled to. He didn't tax it. He didn't say, well, because I'm the king, I'm going to take my portion. All the land that belonged to Saul. All the land that belonged to the man who tried to kill me. All the land that belonged to my enemy that I rightfully can take as mine. He's given it back to Mephibosheth because of a covenant. Oh, you better thank God for the covenant. Thank God for the covenant. Thank God for the covenant. Because some of us are sitting here because of the covenant that God had with our grandparents. Some of us are sitting here because of the covenant God had with our great-grandparents. And they prayed us through while they were laying on their bed calling out to God. And it's because of that covenant that we can walk in abundance. They closed their eyes on this side and opened it in glory. But what was entitled to them passed on. It passed on to your mama, and now it's passed on to you. And God is saying, not only are you going to get it, but those of you who may be into banking, but you're going to get it with interest. Bishop Williams called it, you're not just going to get the $100 that was sitting in the account. You're going to get the compound interest on that $100 as well. Let me see if I can make this a little plainer. Lucille Ball put $6 million in her bank account before she died. And she said, my children can touch the interest, not the principal. They lived well off the interest. And then her grandchildren inherited what was left of the interest and the principal. God is saying, yes, sir. What I have for you has been waiting for generations. And I have put interest on it. And because you have been faithful, I have increased it. Because you've been obedient, I have increased it. And the only thing that I'm waiting for is you to make a demand on what's yours. When you go to the bank with your ATM card, Lady Laura, you can say, I want every dime that is in my account. You can't take what's in the next account because that's not yours. But what's in your account, you are entitled to. And the bank will hold on to it as long as you let them hold what's mine. They can't hold it. You got your identification. You have all the necessary paperwork. There's something called unclaimed funds. Monies that you don't even know you're entitled to. That if you don't go looking for it, they're not even going to tell you. And God is saying, I'm telling you. Every promise. I'm telling you what you are eligible for. I'm telling you what you are entitled to. And you're sitting and letting it sit in the account. You're letting it sit in the account while you're trying to make month-to-month rent payments. You let it sit in the account while you're jumping on the bus instead of driving your car. You let it sit in the account while you're going from this doctor to that doctor just to feel better. You've given up on trying to be healed. You just want the pain to be gone. And God is saying, that's not what I promised you. That's not the life that you are supposed to live. That's not how you are supposed to be here on the earth. You are life, and that more abundantly. 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 See, y'all are just sitting looking at me because you can't fathom more abundantly. Having more than you need. We say these Christian sound bites. I'm blessed to be a blessing. Do you know what that means? That doesn't mean take the only $20 you have and put in the offering. That means every single bill that you have is not just paid but satisfied. You are debt free. You own your home. You own your car. You are in good health. There is a surplus of money that you can turn around and do for others what God has done for you. Another day, another dollar. And after they take taxes out of it, another day, another 45 cents. We're so used to working and begging for our bread that I believe the Bible says I was young. And now I'm old. And I have never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging for bread. Now I need to understand. I thought I was in a church. I thought I was in the house of God. I thought I was among righteous people. So why are we begging for bread? Amen. Look at your neighbor. Look him square in the eye. Make him look at you and say, neighbor, do you know what you deserve? Most of us don't have any clue. The promises that are in this Bible, they're just text to us. We come to Sunday service, we do our shout and our dance, we holler and our scream, and we go back to the norm on Monday through Friday. And we ask God, just get me out of this. God, just help me make it through. God, help me make it to Friday. And God is saying, stand in the covenant. Demand what I have for you. Own what I am giving you. You don't need to live like you've been living. Favor is yours. Finances are yours. Healing is yours. Abundance is yours. Peace is yours. Because for some of us, it's not a money issue. We just can't sleep at night. Our minds are never at rest. We never have a moment of peace. And God is saying, I am your peace. Peace is yours. Peace is yours. You will sleep at night. I come against that restless mind in the name of Jesus. I declare sweet sleep over you now. The covenant allows you to say, Father, these are the bills for this month. You take care of that and go about your merry way. Because if you can't do nothing about it, no way. You know what's in your account. You know it doesn't equal out to what your bills are. God, you got this. As long as I am in covenant with you, and I haven't walked away from you. And some days I was holding on by a thread, but that was the thread of the hem of his garment. I was holding on, but I haven't let go. People of God, and I'm done. People of God, you are entitled been standing, waiting for you to make a demand on it. He is not offended when you make a demand on it. He wants to flex his muscles. He wants to show you all that he can do and then some. But we're too busy trying just to get the bare minimum. And God is saying, I have a buffet. Eat and be filled. May God bless you. God,